So this is Nirmal Jingar. I'm a senior engineering leader at Wayfair, work in supply chain engineering. So I build the platform, own multiple tier one systems in supply chain and also manage multiple teams. So that's my day job. Outside that, I do advisory consulting. I'm a board member, board of advisor for a few organizations. So we are going to talk about AI as a teammate. How many of you are already using agentic workflows end to end for your engineering work day to day? Okay, so we know a couple of them. Right? So I'm not going to talk about that. That's old already, guys. We know how to use it. There are a lot of tools in the market. The tools have been improving it a lot, and different PM models have been improving a lot. So we are seeing a much better results that we are not seeing 6 months ago. Right? So I'm going to talk about the framework and how you can use AI actually as a teammate, right? Not just for assigning an ad hoc task and the AI is working for you or tool is working for you, right? How many of you will team, let's say you have an automated incident responders, right? If you have a page at midnight 2 a.m. and the incident response create an RCA automatically, finds the bug and also gives you the solution. I see one parent, I think there are a couple of them, right? So for those of you who are not looking into this, I think that's the number one thing you can look into it, right? You can create your own incident responders. There are a lot of tools out there. You can use either tools or you can create your own custom instance, right? So which we do the triaging and the root cause analysis and you give the RCA before you want to wake up and handle the call. So this is the normal flow, which everyone knows, like in the SDLC, you have an idea, you create design, you write the code review, the test, deploy, and operate, right? Most of these things are automated nowadays, right? If you are, if you're not yet there, I would highly recommend looking into each and every process and see how you can automate everything, like not just automating, making sure you are able to create your own agentic systems, which is like fully automated end to end with the proper guardrails and human for the reviews wherever required, right? So we have been seeing a great success up to here, right? The models, tools, whatever you create, it's really good at writing the code, reasoning, and giving you the solutions, right? Now I have seen engineers are like sometimes 1000% faster. I'm not sure how many of you have tried the Framework 5. Whoever tried, it was like really fantastic. I mean, people are already using it. Right? So the main bottleneck is now here for reviews and tests. Like these are the things which you really need to figure it out. I haven't find any good tools in the market which likes work out of the box, right? So you need to invest into it. You need to make sure how do you create your own custom reviewer agent, right? Which review the codes because AI is spitting out the code just slops and flops. And if you don't have a guardrail and proper PR policies, you will end up with some code which is not even useful in production, right? So make sure you have the guardrail first, framework first before you want to write the code. But the main point is here, reviews and tests. This is really, really the critical point. If you really wanted to make sure your end-to-end process is fully automated, these are the places where you need to invest. So this is the screenshot from Dora, which is the Google metrics specifically for AI. So now we see the AI adoption is not a problem. The productivity is not a problem. We have already seen the productivity sometimes it's like 90%, 80% of it's again. When I see on my presentation like double digit improvements, there is no fixed number from my side. It's every company is different, every problem is different, right? So you really have to figure it out how fast you can move. And we have seen the improvement in code qualities, etc. So just want to share this screenshot. The report is available on Google Cloud if anyone want to have a look at it. And this is, by the way, from 2025. So we have seen the evidence that the AI works, but it's really into the pieces, right? And now the thing that we have to do is that we need to connect all of those pieces to make sure how do we get the end-to-end outcome. I'm not going to speak too much about this. This slide is created by AI, so I don't know how much else. Let's go. This is the most important slide for me. when we see an engineer is working on a project, right? We see the engineer as a context. We understand the engineer, all the history, what is happening in the project, right? They know the work contract, like how to work with different teams, how to work with the manager, how to collaborate with the cross-functional teams, and then they verify the output and they verify the results, right? Learning as the engineer is growing and leveling up from level 1 to 3, as whatever levels you have in your company, the engineers are like always learning, right? They are not static. And they do understand all the governance and the guardrails, like what should go into the production, what shouldn't go, and what are the policies that follow, right? So these are the things we need to see how you can create context and how you can create guardrails for your workflows and for your agents. So none of the model, frontier model, is going to give you out of the box these things. Either you buy a software, there are a bunch of software in the market, maybe they will do 80%, 90% of these. If you don't want to buy, then you have to build on your own all of those things. These are like really, really critical if you really wanted to use AI as a teammate and not just for one-off task. So, this is my favorite. We have always seen like engineers start using the AI or any tool. Most of the people don't want to spend time in configuration, creating rules, guardrails, and they don't want to create the amplifiers. They just want to use it. They think whatever task I will give should work out of the box. It works. You cannot scale it, and you cannot see the longer term output on productivity, right? So, what is context hack? The context hack combines multiple things, right? You have to make sure you create all the context for the decision history, like how many decisions were taken. We, as a human, we take so many decisions every day. We talk to the people in one-on-one. We talk in the meetings. We make decisions, we work with the leadership, we work with the product managers, and you name it, right? Does your AI have all of that context? No, right? So you need to figure it out how you're going to build that context. That's very important. All the business rules. When we work with the business teams, you might be working with the, let's say, product team, marketing team, operations team, business team, based on your business of the company. But you need to figure it out, like what are all the business rules, right? As an engineer, if you are working on that product from last 5 years or a couple of years, you might know already. And most of the times we have all of that information in our head. We don't even write in the documents, right? And then if we write in the documents, they are always outdated. And then the architecture map, the simpler thing. I'm not going to go into architecture map. Most of the people are technical here and understand what does it mean. But the point being saying, we have to create all of these context hack, right? For me, I had this context. I came to know Fable 5 was going away. So I said, just one day use Fable 5 and created all this context. And the output is like amazing. Like now I have each and every context for all of my projects, everything. It's committed into it. Right. So you can take the help from AI, talk to the people, arrange meetings, start with something, right? If you don't start, you're not going to get and build this context back. And the context tag will decide your out. So we are creating a pull request, right? The AI is writing the code. You just give the task. If you are using an excellent tool as of today, you just have to give the task. The tool will create your PR end to end. It will also watch the CI. And if you are using an bot or cursor bot or any kind of tool, it will also do the code review and it will tell you the PR is ready and ready to watch. Are you ready to watch? Right. So that's good. But what I would say, we should have a guardrail where we should be asking the intent of the change, like why we are making change. So with the pull request, you have a pull request. With the pull request, you have to have why we are making change, what assumptions are true, not true, how this was tested. If AI writing the code for you, you have a PR, you should have some kind of automation test or integration test, whatever, based on your problem or project, right? So how do you prove that, right? What are the risk map, right? What are the risk criteria? Where it will break? Did you cover all the edge cases? What is the rollback strategy? Documentation. Are you updating documentation automatically? So if I go back to this slide, we were talking about the context pack, right? So when you create a pull request, or not with every pull request, but at least when you finish a project, a bigger project, are you going back and updating the context automatically? Are you making sure all of your systems are always up to date for this context. So next time when you write the code, you have the latest design, you have the latest decisions. So that should happen, right? We are not going to accept the pull request manually and sit manually and doing all of these. You're not going to scale this if you are just creating the pull request with the AI and you are still blocked with the code reviews and decisions and validations. So I want to talk about the matrices, right? Don't just rely on one metric. And I don't have a good answer for this, like what is the right metrics and what is the wrong metrics. Like, don't just rely on one metrics. People rely on like, okay, I am going to track the usage of the tool. I'm going to track the number of tokens consumed, right? I'm going to track how many pull requests you are creating per month, per week, etc. Right? So you cannot just rely on one or just a couple of metrics. You have to look at the bigger picture, right? And you have to track multiple matrices. When you track the multiple matrices, you will see where are you lacking and how you're improving, right? So if you're just tracking the metrics for code requests, if you're getting stuck in the code reviews or validations, you will see the cycle time is not improving. So you have to make sure. Okay, if I also like zoom out a little bit and look at the, let's say, 40,000 view from the organization's level as a CEO or CTO. None of these matrices matter for them. It only matters if you have a specific AI project and if you can calculate the ROI, then it matters. For your day-to-day business, it doesn't matter. What matters is the organization equity. What is organization equity is like how your whole organization is doing, right? You're using AI, you're improving, you're fully agile, whatever it is. But as a business, as a company, are you improving every year because of it? So that will be the true measure at the business level. So, and there are some traps which I quickly want to talk about it on context starvation. We talked enough about this, but this is very important. We have to make sure we have enough context. Confidence without evidence. If you don't have evidence, there is no evidence, there is no proof whether this pull request is going to work in production, not work. Test cases has been passed, not passed. Whatever it is, we need evidence. Review that we talked about it. Security leak. It's very important. You need to, and any tool or anything that you are using, whether it is like FCP server or any third-party tool, or even if you are creating something your own, this should be your number one priority. Because with these new things, you never know when the data will leak. You will never know when the credential. Mattress gaming, if you are a leader in this group, manager or above, make sure your company, your teams doesn't run into the mattress gaming problem. The mattress gaming is like if you're telling your company, we have a metrics like I'm going to count the PR count, right? The whole company will run behind the PR count. Nobody will worry about the outcome and quality. And people will figure it out how to bump up the PR. Yeah, people are very smart. So this is the maturity level. I think most of the companies are already here over here. We have already passed the ad hoc uses when we did not have the policies, we did not have enough tool, and people were just using individual prompts and on the private basis. That has gone already long back. And then we used to share the prompts and PR templates and basic uses. Past that, I hope everyone passed step 2 also in this group. If you haven't passed that group, I would like to tell you take it very seriously because you are very context-rich teammate. Mostly the manager or executives level, think about it at the organization's level. At the enterprise level, you have multiple organizations. So for every organization, do you have the reusable context, reusable hacks? Do you have the evals, evidence packing, etc.? The last step is like really becoming an AI native, right? And AI is not a tooling problem now. The AI is a workflow problem, right? So is your workflow end to end automated, right? We talked about the engineering workflow, like I saw some of the hand raised. So if you are not yet there, I think that's the first step and very easy thing to do. You can make your engineering workflow end to end automated very easily. And it's very easy to double the engineering productivity in today's world, right? And then we talk about the business use cases and the specific use cases, how you add agents into your business use cases or business problems. So I will quickly talk about 30-day, 60-day or 90-day plan. I think most of us are somewhere here and here. I hope nobody is in the first 30 days, but anyway, if you're not yet ready, if you still feel you're below 30 days, start with the two workflows. Very simple workflow. Start with something. Make sure you create a context with your agents, with your custom agents, find out the problem wherever you can use the AI. And then the next thing is standardize those processes, let those processes distributed to your whole team or a couple of teams and make sure everyone, bunch of teams or at least your teams are using those processes. You have end-to-end engineering workflows or the business workflows that are fully automated and you are moving towards the agentic AI. The last one is this is more related to once you are confident it works, then distribute it to the whole company, like the whole organization. It's like, and then you need to talk about the governance layer, which is whole another topic. I'm not going to talk about the governance and guardrails here, but in very short, you need to make sure you have the policies, rules, company policies, regulations, everything, and everything is governed. So with that, I will close. I think the question is no longer what AI can automate. We all know that, right? What is the better question is where should AI participate?